Hello on a very hot and sunny day here in Astoria, Queens. I have an interesting car for you on this episode of Car Spotting. Let's check out this interesting and very boring, but actually very interesting car. What I have behind me is a two-door 1977 Oldsmobile Cutlass, and this is a Cutlass Supreme. This is an interesting car because for 1977, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll double check this figure, this was the best-selling car in America, which is shocking to think that of everything that Americans were buying, particularly in 1977, it was this weird thing with a hood ornament and a waterfall grille and like a bent bumper and all sorts of other strange stuff about it. So what was the Oldsmobile Cutlass? Well, it's a car which is totally gone today. Obviously, Oldsmobile is dead, R.I.P. The Cutlass was around from the early 1960s. If I'm not mistaken, it was one of the cars which was sold with a sort of a front-engine version of the platform that was also the rear-engine Chevy Corvair. It got all sorts of interesting things like a small aluminum block V8 and was reasonably popular. But what's sort of funny was, though its early life in the 1960s was as a pretty good car, at least as far as GM was concerned, over the years it just got sort of bigger and bloatier. Come over here to the side, and you'll see this is sort of the last vestige of what was called colonnade styling, which was that you'd have this big roof and then this row of columns, colonnade. This one is the latest of all of them. If you look at the 73s, and I think the 74s, they have this really cool sort of skeg bumper, sort of like bulge thing to them. But by 1977, we've got the last year of all of that, and most of the styling is gone. It's basically just a kind of brick shape with a swoosh and a weird opera window that doesn't go up or down. But in 1977, it was an age of what you would call the personal luxury coupe. It was not a sporty coupe. It was not a luxury coupe in and of itself. It was just a car that had two doors, and you were buying it to tell the world that you didn't need that much practicality. You were cool enough. You just needed a sporty two-door that wasn't actually sports car-y in any way. Let us also look at these beautiful Rocket Oldsmobile taillights. This was about as cheap and as simple as a stylish personal choice car you could get. It was as accessible as like a sports car kind of design had ever been and maybe will ever be. And oddly, it sold really well. It's very hard for me to put myself in the mindset of a buyer in 1977 who's buying this and not an Accord. But that was America back then. This is a very interesting car. Just one that you happen to see parked on the street. It looks very weird next to 1990s Volvos and Corollas and a new Kia out here in Queens. It looks amazingly stylish, even though for the time it was pretty bare bones. Such are the joys of car spotting. You go out into Queens and you still see some old cars like this in decent, perfectly good shape, still being used as cars. And it's little bits of history lessons to themselves. Again, this one is not the oddest one to find. I think they sold something like 250,000 two-doors, which is like a new Camry today. I think they sold like more than 1 million cars overall, or more than 500,000. Oh, is this your car? Cutlass Supreme.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Super interesting.
1977, I think, right?
The last year that they sold these in this body style, I believe. So you said this was your grandpa's car.
My grandfather's car, yeah.
Do you know, have you ever ridden in it before? What can you tell me about it?
Interior is really nice and huge, you know. Back seat's like a sofa in the back, you know.
A beautiful car. He's always been in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I lived in Astoria my whole life. My grandparents grew up in Astoria. My mom's from Astoria. My dad's from New Jersey, though. So.
Oh, that's fine. We forgive him.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for watching this very brief little bitty boo of car spotting. We'll have more little one-way episodes coming up soon. If you've seen something that you like on the street, something like this Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, send in to tips@jalopnik.com. And otherwise, stay tuned for more interesting cars of Queens, the rest of New York, and God knows wherever else they'll let me go. Thanks and take care. Ciao. All right, we could just start like this.